All right, man. We back. Uh, I got a little bit to get off my chest. Super Bowl Sunday. Checked out the game. Thought it was good. Thought it was good. Had a lot to discuss. Figured I'd go ahead and turn this thing on. Give my little 2 cents, my piece, and just go from there. So first and foremost, I definitely want some comments, want some feedback, anything and everything that you guys can do to kind of keep the conversation going in the comments section. Take a listen, see what you think, see if we agree, see if we disagree, bring some opinions. Just make this thing kind of bigger than what it is. Let's get this thing going, trying to get over the 1,000 users because I'd really like to go live. YouTube has some stipulation that if you have 1,000 subscribers, you're able to go live. And again, I just think that that'd be so much cooler to be able to kind of interact on YouTube Live rather than do these recordings in my fancy dancy hotel room. But anywho, Super Bowl, man, man. I said I wanted the Eagles to win. I don't get it. I'm upset. I said I'd be upset, and I am. 38, 35 Chiefs. Ugh, disgusting. It's Raider Nation all day, every day, man. It's cool. Some people think of moral victories. AFC West, my division won it. All right, yay. Yay. Not me. Anybody who knows who I am knows no, that's not me. There ain't no more victories here in the NFL. No more victories, period. If you're a true fan of sports, you already know if it ain't your team, it ain't your team. Stop trying to clout chase. Stop trying to backwards make it about your team, your squad, whatever. Your team didn't win. All right, I'm upset. Not only that, I mentioned my squares in the last episode, and they didn't win either, man. What the freaking frick? I'm upset. I'm over here like thinking how I could recover and stuff. Like had some had some text messages going with my sister, Queen B, and said, "Man, I'm gonna have to sell a refrigerator or something. I got two at the house. I can deal with just one. Might have to sell some plasma or something." God, dog. Who I wanted to win didn't win. My squares didn't win. Again, I'm upset. Anyways, let's get on with this. Uh, Patrick Mahomes looked good. Obviously, he was banged up. Second quarter, I know I had a bunch of Chiefs fans kind of worried. There's no way anybody and everybody felt comfortable on that. There's no way. Seeing him go down, get tackled the way he got tackled, with his ankle twisted under the defender. It was a good tackle. It didn't look like there was no malicious intent. He didn't go for his bad ankle or anything like that, right? So I can't be too upset about it. But man, Patrick Mahomes came back after halftime and did what Patrick Mahomes does. I think I mentioned it last time. Andy Reid always brings some real good game plans. He makes real good in-game adjustments, halftime adjustments, whatever you want to call it, if you want to call it that. Um, Andy Reid is Andy Reid. Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. Man, those guys are ballers. Travis Kelsey, baller. The Eagles look good. It's not. I'm not saying that they look bad. They just there was some moments in the game that they kind of looked like they could have made plays. Chiefs kind of swarmed in defense in the second half. They came back, they came out to play, and did collectively what they needed to do to win the game. Right? Jalen Hurts was who I said Jalen Hurts was. Anybody that knows or watches, follows the game, knows that this kid's a stud, and he proved it. I mean, he didn't play bad. I mean, just looking at his yardage, overall yardage, I mean, the dude passed for 27 or 38 for 304, passed for one touchdown. Patrick Mahomes was 21 for 27, 182 yards, and threw three touchdowns. They had better field position throughout the game, the Chiefs. Eagles were playing real deep into their, territory. Um, Again, some passes. Dallas Goddard, man, he balled. God, man, he balled. I give that dude a lot of credit in this game because whenever it looked as if the Eagles were gonna be, held back or anything like that, Jalen Hurts would come out of the pocket, and who did he hit? He would hit Goddard. The passes down the field looked immaculate. I think there was one missed one. I can't remember who it was to, but there was one missed one. But that helmet sort of controversial catch in the sideline and stuff. I thought in the game, in the speed of the game, it did look kind of close. Um, that second foot, I guess the first foot looked like it was kind of coming off the ground, but I mean it looked like a clean catch to me. Um, Man, the game flowed well. It wasn't as if there was any what do we want to call it? Momentum going any which way that looked as if it was going to be deciding, the Eagles never like ran away with it. I mean, yes, they had a lead, but they never looked as if uh, the way they did against the 49ers, the way they did against the Giants. They never looked that way as if the game was going to be decided on one side of the ball. They were going to do what they were going to do. Defense was going to hold it down and just run away with it. It never looked that way. The Chiefs always had something coming back. They had some good offensive progression. Man, they both offenses went right down the field on some drives, and it was like, okay, this might be one of those historically high Super Bowl games. Again, I didn't look up the statistic if it was, but I mean, 73 points. That's quite a few points. That's a little bit more than what I suggested. I was guessing it to be, uh, 26, 28, 30 type game, like, high 50s, maybe 60 points, whatever total. Didn't really think it to be that it was gonna, get well over 70, both teams, over 35 and stuff like that. Like that was pretty impressive to be honest. Um, I was excited to watch the game though. I really was, man. Like as a football fan, I was really looking forward to seeing two teams do what they do. Um, and it showed. The preparation showed. Offensive adjustments, defensive adjustments. Collectively, it was a really good Super Bowl. So I was very very entertained. I do want to mention the pre, mid, and post game stuff as well. And the national anthem. Oh my goodness, man, had me like, hey, patriotic. Chris Stapleton killed it. Killed it. Sounded amazing. Um, I I was very very pleasantly impressed. I'm not surprised. The guy's amazing. He's an amazing artist. If you didn't know who he was before, surprised. He's a really good singer. So I thought the national anthem was amazing. I would say Whitney was still number one, but one alpha might be Chris Stapleton, right? The halftime show, Riri. Whew, man, Riri. Whew, Riri. Um, she did good, man. She killed it for a one woman show. She she showed out. A lot of people, as I seen memes, gifs, things like that, making fun of the platforms and stuff that she got dropped in on, and I don't see it. Like I feel like that's just straight hater stuff. People have made comments, and I've looked at the social media and whatnot, and seen people agree or disagree with what happened, and arguing about her baby bump and whatnot. Man, I don't care about all that stuff. I really don't. I'll watch for the Super Bowl. I'll watch for some of the commercials, and but no, man, she put on a really good show. I was very pleasantly impressed. She did well. And yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to take another look at it again. But I was, jamming in my seat and whatnot, so it was cool, man. So great national anthem, great halftime show. But the game, man, Travis Kelsey is Travis Kelsey. He's I think I saw a graphic saying that he's man within 10, I think, touchdowns for Jerry Rice all time in postseason already. I mean, this dude's not done going to the postseason. He's going to break the record. I mean, if there was any doubt, I mean, anybody and everybody does discusses greatest receivers and tight ends and whatnot all the time. There's no one that anybody says is second to Jerry Rice. Travis Kelsey's about to beat his record, and the man is like 30 years old. He's not done going to the playoffs, and he's already within catching distance. Like that's crazy to me, man. The dude's that good. Um, even the Raiders tied in Darren Waller said that Travis Kelsey is the GOAT. He's going to, if he's not now, he's going to go down as the greatest of all time in regards to tight end. And he's very, very much so on the fast track to doing that. Gronkowski, Shannon Sharp, a lot of greats in history of the NFL, right? But Travis Kelsey is doing some stuff that not a lot of other guys are doing, man. I am very, very impressed um, with the way this dude balls out. Like he's a cheat code. Um, the defensive line up front in Kansas City put just enough pressure on Jalen Hurts to sort of make the game a little difficult, right? Some of the plays that you can kind of tell, the RPO and the designed runs, if you will, for Jalen Hurts, they didn't look comfortable. Not all of them looked comfortable to him. So you could tell whenever he's kind of like looking as if it's the designed runs where he immediately tucks the rock, and my man was looking for the sideline immediately on several of them. So that's a good testament to the Kansas City defense to getting out and keeping the ball in front of them, keeping Jalen Hurts from doing the damage that everybody knows that Jalen Hurts is capable of doing, right? So that's a good job on that part, right? Man, I'm just going from the top of the dome. I got no notes today. I was just looking at ESPN stats. So again, just from what I remember from the game, the Eagles, man, at some point it looked like they were gonna have a really, really good offensive rushing attack uh, between Gainwell, Jalen Hurts, uh, just putting that pressure right. And at some point and some periods during the game, it looked like that was not the case at all. Um, they'd hand the rock off, or Jalen Hurts would try to get out and immediately got stopped. And then all of a sudden they'd break free for a good, 8 to 10 yard rush, and you're like, okay, okay, maybe they got something again. And then nope, they did get stopped 3 or 4 times in a row. The late stops were obviously huge. Decided the game. If not the late stops, then that late penalty, which I'm sure is going to get talked about for a long time leading up to next year. Eagles fans are gonna be sick. Um, my man already owned it. Again, I wish I would have did just a tad more research coming into this, so I can be dropping names, so I can sound like I should sound. But um, that defensive holding. I mean, as soon as I saw yellow on the field, I said that man just decided the game. Whether it be that man that had the defensive penalty call or that man being the referee that threw the flag against it, right? As a fan, do we want that penalty called? I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. No, not at all. Like, if anything, I'm more comfortable taking this game of two teams I really don't give a crap about to overtime. Like, as a fan, I want to see it. I want to see overtime. I want to see a good game, good quality game, not determined to be finished by the referee. So again, as a general fan of the sport, I don't want to see cotton on the field. I don't want to see nylon, whatever you want to call it. I want to see yellow on the field, man. I don't want to see the penalty. Force them to kick the field goal at that point in time. Yes, they still go up by 3. I think it's about a minute 40, minute 50 or so left in the game. It gives the Eagles the chance to come on back. I'm not just saying this for my squares. I know I mentioned them earlier, and I'm still sick. All right, sorry. Almost had a mental breakdown. Yeah, I'm not saying it just because of that. I'm not saying it, but yeah, I really can't help but think of the what could have happened, right? And again, as a sports fan, I'm an advocate about you don't put yourself in that type of situation, right? You don't put yourself in a situation that's going to have one call to determine a win or a loss in any game, let alone the Super Bowl, man. Let alone the freaking Super Bowl, right? You never want to do that, right? But time and time again, what do we see on the basketball court, right? We see guys go straight to the lane, do a little pro hop, get tagged, look for a call. When they don't get it, they're freaked out, they're upset, they're pissed off. I don't want the call in that situation either. I don't want the referee to determine the game. But when players make mistakes the way the whole mistake was made, you force their hand too, right? If they don't make that call, what's the alternative? The NFL apologizing tomorrow for a missed call. Um, the NFL having to push the guys forward saying it was a right call, it was a bad call, it was this call, it was that call. Man, come on. It's just drama either way. It's drama either way, and it's not like it's gonna satisfy either side, right? If the call doesn't go the way it goes and goes for the Eagles, so the penalty's picked up, Eagles drive, they go, they win the game. Then all we're talking about is, oh man, that was a freaking blown call, right? Oh, how the referees decide the game because of a blown call. It's still not going to be left on the field because we all saw what happened. They played it over and over again, showed the penalty. It's kind of difficult to not call that, man. It's really not. And again, as a fan that I want to let the players decide the game, the player decided to let the referee decide the game, if that makes sense. Um, Frustrating. God, dog. Man. After seeing what we seen in the NFC and AFC championship games with you know, a lot of the referees getting real ridiculed and getting talked about and man, there was this call, there was that call. They wanted this team to win. And then, oh my God, I've heard it a million times over. Is the NFL scripted? Shit, I don't know. You don't know. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. Do you think you're ever gonna know unless you're in the office of that stuff? Man, shut up and be a fan, please. Respectfully. I'm a fan. Hell, if it is scripted, I hope my Raider Nation gets scripted into the damn Super Bowl next year. Shit. If it's not, shut up and leave it all on the field and let's decide this stuff, man. Let's let these men play. Let us be fans, right? And go from there. The scripted stuff is just, oh my goodness. Is so it's possible, right? I'm not gonna say it's not possible, but it's so frustrating to hear because it's like, again, as a fan of a sport and this sport that became a business years and years and years ago, right? When I was just a young pup, became a multi-million, then multi-billion-dollar business. You'd probably think that, yeah, at some point, at some echelon, right, there's a group of people that are deciding this is the team that's going to win. But again, WWE fans watch WWE. They know it's fake. They know it's scripted. That's legitimately scripted. But you still watch, right? You still watching. You don't know who's gonna win. You didn't write the damn script. You didn't get it like emailed to you, is given to you in your hand. Say, oh, I'm gonna watch the outcome. this writer did a really good job. Man, get out of here with that shit, bro. Seriously. Seriously. You're gonna watch it either way, man. So I'm just tired of just hearing just regular Joe Schmoes like me and anybody else is probably watching my stuff. If anybody famous is out there, go ahead and like and subscribe. But all us normal Joes, man, we're just normal people. We don't know what's going on. Just watch the game for the love of the game. The game looked good, man. The whole Super Bowl was not like, again, it was never one-sided. It was never, it never looked like it was getting out of hand one way or another. The Patrick Mahomes injury, is it legit? Probably, right? Think of other historical injuries and stuff like, Jordan's flu game, uh, Paul Pierce when he got like wheelchaired out or whatever, came back, still scored. Uh, who else? Kurt Schilling, one of my favorites, Bo Sox Nation. Bloody Sock, right? Still threw some scoreless inning. Um, you just think of these injuries and stuff, and these players that are able to come back and overcome, and it's like, all right, you thinking scripted, and is this stuff written into it, man? I don't know. I don't know. I'm entertained though. I'm gonna keep watching. Um, but yeah, man, it was a good Super Bowl. Really, really good, entertaining Super Bowl. Overall, I was thrilled to be able to catch it from beginning to end. Um, I'm glad a double chin 50 Cent wasn't like upside down again at halftime. I couldn't stop laughing at that last year. Um, it was good. I was very entertained. I'm already looking forward to the off season, right? Right. As of this week, as of today, the NFL season's over. No more games. I can't remember the exact date for the free agency to like officially start. I think it's March 1st. Um, but I'm already looking forward to it, man. Like with all the people getting discussed, the contracts, the teams over under salary, this and that. Um, I think there's receivers in Dallas that they might have issues re-signing. Um, issue with uh, Chargers are having issues, right? Talking about potentially having to waive Keenan Allen because they can't afford him, or Everett. Man, two huge marquee pieces, right, hitting the market. And then everybody, of course, the elephant in the room surrounding Derek Carr and where he's going to go, right? Aaron Rodgers asking for out, hopefully coming this way. Um, and there's a lot of big names. So hopefully I can drop another episode discussing some top free agents. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the offseason, man. Seeing like the different pieces that fall, where they fall, if they're able to help out the new franchises, right? They always do new face or same face, different place, or whatever on ESPN. I'm always interested to see how the outcome is. Free agent signings such as like Devontae Adams to the Raiders, or trades to the Raiders. Tyreek Hill going to the Dolphins, showing out. Um, Christian McCaffrey getting traded like during the season and going absolutely berserk, right? Um, I always like when good marquee players do move, although everybody discusses like loyalty and things like that. Like it's cool, like it really is. Those players that decide to stay at their franchises, Damian Lillard and stuff has been outspoken about staying with the Portland Trailblazers and whatnot. But um, when players like are devoted to that one franchise, like that's cool and all. But man, I'm always interested to see like the stir up, you know. And I'm gonna come out with an NBA episode as well, discussing like Kevin Durant's move, Kyrie Irving and stuff like that. But those guys just ain't loyal to nobody, man. I bet their mom knows that they freaking like somebody else's food better than theirs too. Cheat on everything, right? They cheat on cheat day. Stupid flat earther Kyrie Irving. It's funny, man. But anyways, NFL, NFL, NFL. Ryan, get on track. NFL, NFL. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the off season. Really want to see what type of key pieces move. People and teams are always in those bad situations again, like I mentioned, not able to afford like the players or re-sign certain players. The Raiders are in that situation with Josh Jacobs, and then deciding on who the next quarterback is. So um, I'm really looking forward to seeing um, how the chips fall. But anywho, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Super Bowl special. My reaction to. Again, I thought it was great. I'm really looking forward to the off season. If anybody's got any questions, comments, concerns, please bring them up in the comment box below. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. If you have any topic that you want me to discuss, by all means, you know I'm a very opinionated person. If you don't know me, I'm an opinionated person. Um, Funny too, or at least try to be. If you don't think so, shut up. But yeah, bring something to the table. I'd really like to discuss well what everybody wants to hear about. We're not able to have these face to faces like I did with several people that like sports like I do. So if this is the platform to do it, let's do it, man. Bring some topics up and let's get some hot discussions going and see where we go from there. But for now, man, I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all. Take care, everybody.